A long time ago, in a small community, there lived a woman called Ukudi. She was known for her beauty and hard work. Ukudi had been a widow for many years. Her husband, Utama, had died unexpectedly when their daughter, Agi, was just a baby. Since then, Ukudi had struggled to make ends meet. She worked hard in the village, selling food and doing odd jobs. But despite her efforts, life was always difficult for her and her daughter. Agi grew up in this humble home, never knowing the comfort of a wealthy life. Agi was a kind and caring girl, full of dreams and with the hope that one day things would get better. She loved her mother dearly and always tried to help her with whatever she could. She trusted her mother completely and believed that her mother's decisions were always for their good. But Ukudi, as time passed, became more and more dissatisfied with her life. She had grown tired of living in poverty. She saw the wealth around her in the city and dreamt of living in a big house with expensive things. Ukudi became obsessed with the idea of a better life, a life that was far away from the struggles of the village. But the more she thought about it, the more frustrated she became. She needed money, and very fast. One day, while in the local market, Ukudi overheard some women talking about a wealthy man named Chief Eme, who had recently moved to a nearby town. He was a powerful businessman, known for spending money lavishly. The women said he had eyes for young, beautiful women and that he was willing to pay for their company. This conversation planted a seed in Ukudi's mind. She saw an opportunity to get out of her struggles and live the life she had always wanted. The idea was simple. She would offer her daughter Agi to Chief Eme. Agi was young and beautiful, and Ukudi believed she could get a large sum of money in exchange for her daughter's company. At first, the thought of using her own daughter as a means to get out of poverty felt strange, but as days passed, Ukudi became more convinced that this was the only way to secure a better life for both of them. She went home that evening, her mind racing with plans. When she saw Agi, her heart softened for a moment, but the hunger for a better life had taken over her motherly love and concern for her daughter. After many days of thinking, she finally called Agi to her room and began telling her about her plan. She told her that Chief Eme was a kind man who wanted to help them live a better life, that he could give them everything they needed: food, clothes, and a nice home. Agi, who trusted her mother, believed her without questions. The following week, Ukudi took Agi to Chief Eme's house. The mansion was far bigger than anything Agi had ever seen. It had tall gates, large gardens, and expensive cars parked in the driveway. At first, Agi was amazed by the beauty of the house and thought that maybe her mother's plan wasn't so bad after all. But as they entered the house, she felt a growing sense of discomfort. Chief Eme greeted them warmly, but his eyes were focused on Agi in a way that made her feel uncomfortable. He was much older than her mother, and there was something cold and strange about his gaze. But her mother seemed completely at ease, smiling and chatting with him like they were old friends. She introduced Agi to him as if she was a product brought to be sold out. Agi didn't know what was happening, but she could sense that something wasn't right. For the next few days, Agi was kept in Chief Eme's mansion. He showered her with expensive gifts, bought her beautiful clothes and jewelries. Agi was confused, but grateful for the attention. She had never owned such beautiful things before, and for a moment, she thought maybe this life wasn't so bad. But as the days passed, the true nature of the arrangement became clear. Chief Eme wasn't just interested in her company, he wanted her body. He started making advances towards her, touching her inappropriately, and making comments that made Agi feel uncomfortable. She tried to pull away, but he was persistent. Agi didn't know how to react or what to do. She looked to her mother for help, but she told her to stop being foolish and enjoy the gifts and attention. "This is for us," she would say. "Think of all the money we will have. This is how we will finally be free." Aggie's heart sank. She realized what was happening and felt a deep sense of betrayal. She had always believed that her mother loved her, that she would protect her no matter what. But now, she saw her mother's greed for what it was. Her own mother had sold her to a man for money. Days turned into weeks, and Aggie was trapped in the mansion, living a nightmare. She wanted to leave, but she had nowhere to go. Chief Eme's demands became more intense, and Aggie felt like she was losing herself. She was no longer the hopeful girl she used to be. The pain of betrayal from her mother weighed heavily on her heart. One evening, after a difficult day, Aggie finally found the courage to escape. She waited until everyone in the house was asleep, and then in the middle of the night, she ran away. She ran through the latch gate, out into the dark road, with no clear destination in mind. She just needed to get away from that life, from her mother, from a shameless old man who had taken advantage of her weakness. Aggie eventually found refuge in a nearby village, where a kind old woman took her in. She saw the pain in her eyes and helped her. She was given a safe place to stay, and over time, she began to regain her strength. She learned to trust again and found a sense of peace. Meanwhile, her mother continued to live her life in the pursuit of wealth. She never cared about her daughter's whereabouts. She used her absence as an excuse to seek out other men who could give her the money and luxury she wanted. But her actions did not go unnoticed. The villagers who had once admired her now gossip about her wickedness towards her only daughter. No one trusted her again. She became isolated and alone, her wealth failing to bring her the happiness she had hoped for. Years passed, and Aggie built a new life for herself. She became strong, independent, and determined to help other young girls who had been through similar experiences. She spoke out against the exploitation of women and worked to empower young girls, ensuring that no one else would suffer as she had. As for her mother, she lived the rest of her days in loneliness, never fully understanding the damage she had caused. Her pursuit for wealth had cost her the one thing that mattered most: her daughter's love and trust. Aggie, on the other hand, had found healing and purpose, using her painful past to inspire change and help others. In the end, Aggie learned that true wealth does not come from money or material things, but from love, kindness, and the strength to rise above the hardest challenges. She had suffered, but she had also survived, and that was her greatest victory. Alright guys, this brings us to the end of the story of Ukudi and her daughter Aggie. Please drop your comments and tell us what you learned from this story. What is the moral lesson of this story? Drop your comments, let's hear from you. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. Also turn on the bell so you will be notified whenever I post a new video. Thank you. See you guys in my next video. Bye for now.